right, we're going to take Neil through our shoulder mobilizations. So we're going to start with the pendulum swing. Think of what a pendulum is. So it's just a nice, easy swinging back and forth motion. One hand is going to be your action hand. As a result, the opposite arm is going to react from the force that you apply with the action hand. So we're going to put Neil in a tall position. We want to make sure that he maintains structural integrity through the spine. So he's going to squeeze the butt, make sure the pelvis is underneath, and he's going to make sure that the spine is not giving him false mobility through the shoulders. So we want to make sure that that maintains structural integrity. What he's then going to do is he's going to start the pendulum going to the left. He's going to push with the right hand. So this is his action hand. He's going to gently push up, and then his left arm line automatically reacts to that. He's going to hold that for a second, and then he's going to go back to the right. And now this time the left hand is pushing up, and his right arm is reacting. So we're going to go 3 more to each side. Make sure you maintain your breath. Back and forth. Nice. 1 more to each side. Then we're going to go 3 more to each side with him compressing in on both ends of the stick. This way he starts to really strengthen the whole entire movement. So he's gently going to compress in on both ends. Let's go about 40%. And he's going to start by coming up to the left. So now as his bottom hand is pushing up, that top hand is pushing down at the same exact percentage. Excellent, good. So now we're going to go diagonal. So he's going to bring the stick off to the left hip. So he's going to want to come across at a 45-degree angle. So once again, we want to keep the elbows straight. So now he's going to start to push up with that left arm. That's his action, and his right arm is reacting. Once again, it is coming through his line of sight. Now he's pushing down with the right arm, and his left arm is reacting. So he's going to go through 4 repetitions of this. Once again, we're maintaining tight, braced abs. The butt is squeezed, maintaining structural integrity through the spine. Once he completes those 4, then he's going to push down on both ends to strengthen the whole entire movement for 3 reps. Let's go about 40% intensity. Excellent. Now he's going to move the stick to the right hip, and he's going to push up with the right arm, coming across at a 45-degree angle, then pushing back down with the left arm. 4 reps, action, reaction, and then 3 reps compressing in on the stick the whole entire time. Excellent. Now we're going to bring that all together in one fluid movement in our kayaking movement. So just like you're kayaking down the river, you want your eyes straight ahead, back and forth. So we're going to start with a front to back kayaking motion. And he begins. Want to keep the elbows straight. We don't want to see any flexing of the elbows. That's why we want to figure out what length of stick you want. People with exceptionally long arms, even if they're short, may need a 5-foot stick. People that are taller may have shorter arm length, shorter arm wingspan, so they actually may need a shorter stick. We'll do 2 more of these, and then we're going to reverse. And now he's going back to front. So we want to make sure we have the motor skills and the coordination it takes to smoothly transition and reverse directions. We want to maintain structural integrity through the spine. We don't want to see you rotating too far, and we don't want to see the hips moving. You should feel your scapula, your shoulder blades gliding along the rib cage through this whole entire movement. Let's do 2 more. Excellent. Okay, so we're addressing the dislocate, the shoulder dislocate. Very popular move. We see it done all the time. How it's done correctly is not done all the time. We want to make sure it's very important that when you are using when you're doing the dislocate, that you're actually addressing true shoulder mobility. We are not creating extension through the spine. So people a lot of times they're not pulling apart on the stick, which is a key here. So when Neil sets up, he's going to squeeze his glutes. He's going to make sure that his spine is nice and tall, nice and straight. He's got a nice, little wider than hip width grip on the stick. He's gently going to pull apart on the stick at about 30%. When he does that, you're going to feel your whole posterior side, upper back activate. He's going to brace the core, and then he's slowly with the arms going to start to come up overhead. He's not going to peek his head through, so he's not trying to crane. He's not an ostrich. He's going to control that. He's going to maintain straight arms. He's going to make sure that this doesn't move. His spine does not move. And then he's slowly going to come back, still maintaining that split, that pull apart on the stick. And as he gets towards the bottom, he can push in on the stick just to decelerate that movement down. So let's go 2 more times. Pull. Nice. And now we're seeing how much true mobility he truly has through the shoulders. 1 more. Very nice. Excellent. So the next thing we're going to do after this is the half dislocate. So he's going to come up overhead. Once he gets to that end range of motion, he's going to start pulling a little bit harder to one side. That's going to allow him to open up the rib cage and the chest on shoulder area on the opposite side. So he's going to take the same position. He's going to pull apart on the stick at about 30%. He's going to start to come up overhead. When he gets to his end range of motion, he's going to pull a little bit harder with the right hand, and he's going to start to let that come down to the right side, and you're starting to see this left side open up. Once again, maintain structural integrity through the spine. Now he's going to come back. He's going to pull a little bit harder with the left hand. And he's going to start to let the left hand win. And he's going to open up the right side. Let's do 2 more to each side. Maintaining diaphragmatic breathing. And 1 more to each side. And when he comes back to center, he's still pulling apart on the stick as he comes back down, and he finishes towards the bottom with that compression of the stick. And that's how we mobilize the scapula, get the shoulders to wake up before you start to go pick up load and carry it overhead.